now. Hello and welcome back to another video. It is October, it is fall, it is my favorite time of year. I love fall. We're all finally getting into some kind of holiday spirit, and with the holidays coming up in a couple months, I feel like this is a time of year that a lot of people, if they haven't already, tend to fall off of their health and fitness goals because there's just a lot going on and a lot of good food. So today I'm going to share with you 5 of my favorite health and fitness tips that I've been using for a while in my own life that helped me to reach all of my health and fitness goals and to maintain my goals. So the majority of these tips are incorporated into my morning routine. So I'm going to take you through a typical morning in the life of me, and I'm also going to share with you some of these tips. So I'm very excited. Let's get into it. So as you all know, I absolutely love going for walks. That's something I've talked about a lot on this channel. Lately, it's the first thing that I do when I wake up. I just think it's the best way to start my day, get my heart rate going, feel accomplished just right off the bat. So even if I don't get any other working out done, I know I went for a walk. And that's been something that's been really important for me in my fitness journey, is just making sure I'm going for a lot of walks because it's low intensity cardio. It's awesome for weight maintenance. It's awesome for immunity support. There's just so many things it's awesome for. So yeah, getting out on the morning walks is more than just trying to bust in a workout and being absolutely miserable with it. I know sometimes it is really hard to motivate myself to get out and walk first thing after waking up, but I find that just being in nature and just getting out and getting some fresh air and getting a little bit of blood flow, it just sets me up for such a better day compared to the days that I don't end up going for a walk. I always regret it. It's been so cool living right next to this trail. I moved into my apartment in January, and so it was the middle of winter. Everything was really dead, and I've just been able to watch the seasons happen. I got to watch things start to bloom in spring and watch everything be super green, and the river was so full in summer, and now it's fall, and it's just been really cool to experience, and it's been very grounding for me to be a part of it. Partially why I do my walks also is, you know how first thing when you wake up, you just start thinking about everything you need to get done in the day, and your mind is just racing.
I do that.
I've been really trying to practice first thing when I wake up, not thinking about anything, just staring at the ceiling, not looking at my phone for a couple minutes, just, you know, being awake. Then, when I go for my walks, that's when I'm allowed to start thinking about what it is that I need to get done in the day. And I'll start to compile a little list in my head of some goals that I want to achieve in the day. Anyway, that's my walk rant. Walk's done, it's tea time. So while I sit here and sip my tea, I wanted to talk a little bit more about the goal setting that I started talking about while I was on my walk. I've created, it's almost like a game to myself, but I've created this kind of little structure that I use to hold myself accountable. So what I like to do is I'll go on my walk, I'll start thinking about what it is that I'd like to get done in the day. I'll come up with no more than 5 goals that I would like to get done before the end of the day. And these can be really little things. So sometimes even when I'm on my walk, but at least when I get home from my walk, I'll make a little checklist on my phone and I'll include whatever it is that I thought of during my walk that are my top 5 priorities of things I'd like to get done. And they can be really little things like freeze something in your fridge that's about to go bad, or clean something, or, you know, reply to an email, call a family member, just anything in your day that is important to you to get done. And I like to do checklist form because I like to check stuff off. I don't let myself do more than 5, and the catch to this is that if you do not get all 5 done, it's not a big deal. It's not the end of the world. I never get mad at myself or get on myself for not finishing my 5 daily goals. But my one rule that I have is whatever I haven't finished from the day prior rolls over into the next day. So if I have 2 things that I didn't get done one day, they go on to my next day's list, and I'm only allowed to make 3 new goals. You can't just keep compiling because that gets overwhelming. So that's just a little thing that I've created for myself. It helps me get stuff done each day. It helps me hold myself accountable. It reminds me to stay gentle with myself, and writing it down in a list form helps get it out of your head. So if you're later in the day, you're like, oh, there was something I wanted to get done. What was it? You wrote it down. Doesn't matter that you don't remember. And it just takes off some pressure. So that's one of my tips for maintaining your health and fitness. It's more of a mental health thing than anything. It's just continuously getting stuff out of your mind that you're worried about and letting yourself have time for getting new things done, or just feeling accomplished in general and not feeling like you didn't do anything that day. And again, keep the goals small. These are things that don't take much time, don't take much effort, and I find that once I get up and do one of them, I'm usually ready to do another one back to back. So that's the tea. I just want to talk a little bit about my next tip, and that is intermittent fasting. Maybe you've heard of it, maybe you've tried it, maybe you've decided it's not for you, but I'm going to share how I do it and how I've seen the best results. So for me, I do intermittent fasting on a 16 to 8 ratio, so 16 hours of the day that I'm not eating and 8 hours of the day that I am eating. Intermittent fasting is not about restricting calories or even about what you eat at all. It's just about restricting the time in which you're eating. And for me and my lifestyle, I try to stop eating at 7 p.m. and then I don't eat anything until 11 a.m. And that's just me. If you're somebody who gets home late from work and you need to eat, then you're eating later in the day, you're not eating until later the next day. But whether you realize it or not, you are doing a version of intermittent fasting just while you're sleeping. That 7, 6, 8 hour period of time where you're sleeping, you're not eating, that's a fast. And it doesn't have to be a 16-hour fast. That's just where I've gotten myself to, and I don't wish to go any further than that. And that's not every day. I also listen to my hunger cues. So if I'm starving, if I'm unable to focus, if I feel like my blood sugar's really low, I'll eat. I'm not starving myself. But if I feel like I can go a little bit further until I eat, then I do. And that's where my tea comes in. I'm a tea person, not a coffee person, but this works either way. You can still have water and black tea and black coffee, and that doesn't break the fast. So I still make sure that I'm staying hydrated all morning long and all evening long. When I'm not eating, I'm still drinking water and I'm drinking tea. And the reason that I do intermittent fasting is because I think it improves focus, it helps with weight maintenance. It is not a weight loss tool. Again, I'm not restricting the amount of calories that I'm eating in a day. I'm just restricting when I'm eating. Another thing is it just gives your body a rest. It gives your body a break to not be digesting and detoxing from your food and everything that your body does. It works through it, and then it has time to go through your body, get rid of the cells that aren't working anymore. There's not as much time to do that if it's having to focus on digesting. So that's my rant about intermittent fasting. If you haven't heard of it, maybe give it a shot, but definitely listen to your body and do it in a way that works for you. And again, it doesn't have to be a 16-hour fast. You can do 12, you can do 14. So I drink my tea first thing in the morning. That way I'm staying hydrated. I drink my water before my walk. I drink my tea after my walk, and then that usually will push me long enough, and then I can have breakfast. So it's 11:30 now. I went a little bit past my fast time, but I also ate past 7 last night, so we're still on track. When it comes to fasting, it actually really matters what you eat to break your fast. You don't want to do anything that's going to be really hard to digest or really high in sugar or greasy or fatty. You want to do something that is dense in nutrients, so like fruits or steamed vegetables, or maybe something fermented. So I use Greek yogurt in that case. Yogurt is fermented. That helps aid digestion for the day. You just don't want to hit your body with something that's going to take a lot of work for it to process after it's been resting. You know, that'd be like waking up and then going for a 1 mile sprint immediately. That doesn't sound amazing, you know? But yeah, just make sure that if you are gonna fast, you're not just going in with a super massive heavy meal. All right, so it's been a couple hours. I've just been going about my day, crossing off some of the goals on my list, kind of just relaxing. Now it's time to work out. I've kind of been pushing it off today, as I do lots of days. My final tip for maintaining your fitness goals specifically is to not be afraid to just put in a little bit every day, like a short workout every day. I have heard so many people say, you know, if I don't have time, if I don't have an hour or 2 hours to set aside for exercising, then I'm just not gonna do it. That's just not a sustainable mindset when it comes to exercise. You will see results so much faster if you do just a little bit every day than if you go really hard once a week and then you spend the rest of your week not feeling like you have enough time for it. Even if that means a 10-minute walk and that's all you do, even if that's 15 minutes stretching while you watch TV at the end of the day, that's something. You don't have to have a ton of time and be able to put in 100% effort to your workouts every single day. But honestly, I don't almost ever spend more than about half an hour a day doing an actual workout, not counting all my walks. And that's what I've stuck to for almost 2 years now, and I've really been able to see some results. So be gentle with yourself. Don't set such crazy high expectations for yourself, especially if you're a beginner, because it's just not a sustainable mindset. Anyway, it's arm day, so let's get into this workout. So the workout that I've selected for arms today is one I've done before. It's a Caroline Gervin arms, and it's 23 minutes long, and that's it.
Song's gone, I'm latching on. Don't even know your name, but you're still in my head. Underneath rays of gold, your body oh so close. No, I can't forget, no. Forget what? When I saw you on the dance floor, oh, I saw you who saw me first. I guess it's history now, and I shouldn't care, but it still hurts. I didn't realize the danger, cause you're the end of the rainbow. And the music was so loud. Girl, you should wear a name tag, cause all I wanna do is to know your name. Girl, you should wear a name tag, that's the only way that I get your name. Girl, you should wear a name tag, it's still important to be your name. People gonna say what you want, like, girl, you should wear a name tag.
So there you have it. That's 5 tips that I use in my own personal life that have helped me maintain and meet my health and fitness goals, mental and physical health. Just as a little recap, my first one was to drink water. Staying hydrated, I'm not gonna tell you why, we all know it. Drink more water, stay hydrated. And that will help you to feel better. It just does. Second one was the intermittent fasting. That's something that I've been trying to do for a while. It did take me a little bit of time to get to the 16-hour fasting window. You can't go from one day having never had an intermittent fast besides your sleeping to 16 hours intermittent fasting. Definitely work your way up to it, but it helps me feel more focused, it helps my body recover. There's so many benefits to it, but if you try it and you don't think it's for you, that's absolutely okay. This is just stuff that I have found helps me out. And make sure that if you are fasting, you're breaking your fast with some nutrient-dense, easily digestible foods. That will make a world of difference. The third tip was to go for walks. I do mine first thing in the morning and then normally again on a lunch break or an afternoon walk or an after work type of thing. Going for a little walk can count as your daily exercise if you want it to, but it's awesome for weight maintenance, and I've already gone over in all my videos all the benefits of walking, but I will continue to preach that walking is an awesome idea. Gets you outside, gets your brain flowing, gets you up and around, so if you're feeling a little unmotivated or you're just in a little bit of a slump, it can definitely help pull you out of it. It has pulled me out of so many slumps, I can't even begin to tell you. The fourth tip is goal setting, and the way I do it is I usually come up with all my goals while I'm on my walk, just because then there's nothing I can do. I can't be coming up with goals and also trying to complete those goals at the same time like if I was home. So while I'm on a walk, I think about what means the most to me that day, and I will either throw those goals in my phone while I'm walking or first thing when I get home, then it's out of my mind and I know what I want to get done for the day. And then if I don't finish them, not the end of the world, rolls over into the next day, they'll get done eventually. And then my fifth and final goal is to not be afraid to do short workouts. They are still meaningful, they still get gains. I have seen a lot of results from doing no more than like half an hour-ish workouts a day, but even 10-15 minutes is so much better than sitting around and doing nothing. So I hope that some of this was helpful. I hope that you can incorporate some of this into your life if you have struggled to meet or maintain your personal health and fitness goals, and I am rooting for you. You can do it, and everybody has bad days, so just be gentle with yourself and just keep on with it. Don't give up, all right? So I hope that you enjoyed this video. Let me know down in the comments if you have any questions about anything I said or if you have anything to add. I always love making this kind of stuff into a conversation. Anyway, I hope you have a great week and I'll see you next time.